Incredible Suds Type 2. There's a new formulation Ivan's cooked up for Incredible Suds. Does it fix some of the gripes that a few people had with one of the best car shampoos on the market? Let's find out. Hey everybody, it's Ben in Beta. Can you guess which of these is the new version of Incredible Suds and which is the old by just me turning them over? See if you can figure it out right from the get-go. Put your answers in the comments below. We'll see if you were correct. Incredible Suds was my first ever non-Walmart shampoo, my first sort of premium car soap. I couldn't believe how well it sudsed. I couldn't believe how great it smelled, and I couldn't believe how well it cleaned my vehicle. It's been in my setup ever since then. I've used many other soaps. You can see lots of stuff back here, but I've always had Incredible Suds, and I use this in most of my pressure washer reviews because I know exactly how it's going to perform every time. But it's been 3 years since Incredible Suds has been released, and since then, lots of other shampoos have come out, like the Quiver Rogue, the Clean by Pan shampoo, Detail Co's Soft Wash. There's a ton of new products on the market, and some of those do things better than version 1 of Incredible Suds. So I went back to the drawing board and he wanted to fix a few things, but he still wanted to make sure that Incredible Suds was truly incredible and gave you great foam when you needed it. They added more surfactants to the new Type 2, and now it's gonna clean even better. It'll wash off even better. And with the biggest gripe of all, it's not so thick. Look at how quickly that runs off compared to version 1. So that's actually a pretty big deal because it means it's gonna mix better, it's gonna be easier to measure out, it's gonna be less of a mess. And that was actually my biggest gripe with Incredible Suds. I actually had a gallon bottle of this stuff and it developed a leak in the bottom and I didn't know it and it got all over a whole bunch of stuff. And because it was so thick, it was really difficult to deal with, to be honest with you. Quiver Rogue is actually kind of similar. It's a little bit thicker like this one. You can kind of see the stuff sort of sticks everywhere on the bottle. But Clean by Pan, I've never really had that issue. You don't get quite amount of suds that you do with these two, but it does mix really well. It smells good and it cleans well. That's the most important part a soap needs to clean, but it still foams when you need it. So I'm hoping today when we throw this in the foam cannon, we're gonna get the same results we always have with Incredible Suds V1, but I still have some of this. Maybe I need to keep this around as like, you never know how much it might be worth in a few years. I'm not sure, we'll see. We'll be using the Quiver foam cannon today along with the Quiver swivel gun with the automatic quick connect on it. I also have another video on the channel which shows you how to get end-to-end automatic quick connects for your system. And the best way to do that is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't done that, please do that right now. Also hit that like button if you find this video at all helpful. Share it out with anybody who also might find it helpful. If you can watch from beginning to end, that's really helpful for my channel too, because YouTube really cares about that metric, and so do I. I'll have links to everything in the description, and everything that I'm using here today, if you use code BENINBETA at either the House of Rags or DIY Detail, you'll save 10% off your order. Can't beat that. Let's get the test in the soap and see how it goes. 700 milliliters of water. So I do think one of the big things this is going to change too is, in the past, Incredible Suds was just kind of get stuck around the outside and make it almost impossible to open the bottle. And I think with this new little bit less thick formula, that's not going to be a problem. But let's put 1 ounce into the foam cannon here. So it's still pretty thick, but not near as thick as it was. All right. And 1 ounce. And it stopped pouring pretty much immediately. It's not all over the place. But now let's see how it goes in the foam cannon. Fairly thick, but not bad at all. And before you'd have to wait for hours just to get most of it out. And it would sit in the bottom. So even in the first pour, there's a little bit there in the bottom. But let's just do a quick mix and see what it looks like here. So just a couple turns over, and it's mixed really well. Nothing left in the bottom. Even after it's kind of mixing it up, there would still be some left, and I hardly had to do anything. So the formula is definitely less thick, that seems to be spot on. Let's see what happens when we foam it and then rinse it and see if it comes off really easy as well. In an upcoming video, I'm gonna be doing a full wash with the Incredible Suds T2 and the new Incredible Wash Mitt. Today, I'm just doing the foam, rinse, and then a rinseless wash. I just coated this vehicle. It's not too dirty, so I don't need to do the full wash just yet. But let's put this on and see how it goes. All right, automatic quick connect. Love that. Point away just to be sure. Just based upon that, I think it's gonna be pretty good. And basically as good as it was before, but let's check it out and see. Here we go. Rue, what are you thinking of Incredible Suds? Wags means she thinks it's good. I mean, that's darn thick foam. I definitely could use less in here. This is definitely very airy. This is very dry foam at this point. I could actually use probably ½ an ounce and I would get even better foam for washing my vehicle, carrying everything off of it. But if you're looking for the Instagram foam or the YouTube foam, yeah, I think this is definitely it. So 1 ounce, no problem whatsoever. Basically the same. I might even say it might be better. Maybe I'll do a full comparison between V1 and V2 in a future video, but I have to say it's pretty darn good. I'm gonna foam the rest of the vehicle and then we'll wash it off and see how easy it washes off. Yeah, that's good and thick. You saw it, just 1 ounce. Works really great. I think ½ an ounce is probably perfect for a regular wash, but this is really solid for a YouTube video. So it has improved surfactants, which means it should be even better at cleaning, grabbing dirt and pulling it off. And when the wash phase, when you're doing the contact wash, I think it's supposed to be a little more slick as well, which we'll test in an upcoming video when we do the full wash. But it's also supposed to wash off really easy. So let's see how it goes. All right, 40-degree tip. Holy crap, it comes off really nice and easy. Even on my Tacoma, which has a 5-year coating from DIY Detail, this soap has never come off this easy before. I'm liking this a lot. By the way, Pan wasn't kidding when he said crazy hydrophobics with his coatings. That's pretty crazy. I even have to say you've done a great job with reformulating this shampoo. It's gonna remain one of my favorites. Still smells great and it's better than it was before and it was already one of my favorites. So if you decide to pick up some of this soap, I think you're gonna really love it. Again, use discount code BENINBETA to save yourself 10% off your order and you can get the 16 ounce or the gallon if it's in stock. If you really like it and you're using it a lot, why not get a gallon? If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments below. I'd love to answer those for you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, live life in beta and we'll see you next time.